In this video, we cover troubleshooting the W-7 or E27 error code for the hybrid control PFE 500 model. Some of the key components involved are the control board, the amp sensors, the contactors, the wiring, and the elements. To start troubleshooting the W-7 or E27 error, take special note of the amp draw reading on the control for each leg that was given when the error code occurred, or go into info mode by pressing and holding the I and P button at the same time. Then use the P button to scroll over to amps and check the current amp draw reading while the unit is heating. The importance of this reading will help you determine which troubleshooting steps to take. If the unit is displaying all three amp readings with the same number and look to be normal, enter tech mode by pressing and holding the P button until level 2 programming comes up, and then you will use the P button to scroll over to tech mode and enter the code 11221122. Once in tech mode, use the P button to scroll over to T13 and make sure the nominal voltage is set correctly. Use the up and down arrow keys to change the nominal voltage setting, making sure that it matches the data plate on the inside of the door. If this is not correct, it can give the error code with no components broken. Press and hold the P button to exit tech mode. If needed, the next step with the control down is to take an amp draw reading on all three wires coming off of the heat contactor going to the heating elements while the unit is heating. All three readings should be very close to each other. Compare your readings to what the amp sensor read on the control. If one of the amp sensor readings on the control is 0 or lower than the other two readings, compare that to the reading that you took. If your reading showed all three legs giving proper amp draw, then we likely have a faulty amp sensor. To check amp sensors, unplug them at the back of the control and take a resistance reading between each set of wires for all three sensors. The reading should be 35 ohms plus or minus 3.5 ohms for each sensor. After taking all three readings, if a faulty amp sensor is found, all three sensors will have to be replaced together as it comes as one complete harness. For a scenario where the amp sensor reading on the control gives a reading of 0 or a reading lower than the other two, and that matches your amp draw reading that you took with your multimeter, then this could indicate a burnt wire, loose or burnt connection, bad element, or possibly one leg of the contactor not closing. To check this, visually check for burnt wires or loose connections. Then take a voltage check across all three legs of the contactor, ensuring it is working properly. If the contactor checks OK, we know the sensors are reading properly, and if visual checks are good, then we could have a bad element and proceed with a resistance check of the element in question. Please refer to the tech manual for proper element resistance values.